This is Soy,
And this is Dyra,
and you're listening to Hair and Whatever.
Unfiltered Salon Talk. Hey y'all, this is Soy, and
up?
I am Dyra, and today we have a special guest on the show. Can you introduce yourself and give us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I'm a local artist, and my name is Saw.
Okay.
We love
So-
the arts.
So you're a local artist, and what do you do as far as like the art?
I'm a visual artist.
Okay. All right, but first, Soy.
So what we talking about?
We are talking about I don't like doing my hair, and we are going to talk about with Saw being an artist entrepreneur, art on the grind.
Art entrepreneur on the grind.
Right, art entrepreneur on the grind.
But first, let's give our hair crown of the week to Regina Hall. She was
She looks so fly. She was at the Met Gala,
right.
and she had some colored hair. You know, my favorite.
Right.
She had like the pink on top, and then the brown on the bottom. She just looks so fly. Just got the whole
Her makeup.
her outfit. Like she's just giving me everything.
Yeah, I love her hair though. Like it's different. Like
Yeah,
you know.
it's my kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. All right, so let's get into our hair topic. I don't like doing my hair. So Soy, do you like doing your
Hell
hair?
no, I don't like doing my shit. For real, like I don't like. I don't like it at all. Like like I feel like I just get like I'm doing everybody else's hair. So
By the time you
by the
get to
time,
your
yeah,
hair,
I'm over it.
right.
I'm so
Is that what
over
it
it.
is?
That's what
I
it
notice
is.
a lot of
Hairstylist.
hairstylists don't do their own hair.
So and I rarely do my own hair. Like I have like Dyra do my hair.
I think that's all about art.
Yeah.
Because I'm an artist, I don't want to paint my own pictures. I'd rather just
Right.
buy somebody else's. Yeah, I can paint that, but I don't.
You just don't. By the time
It's
like you
mine.
just-
I don't want,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
And then it's just hard to do this, you know, like up
But
here.
y'all got it though. I can't. You got it.
I
though.
don't see like I don't
Do you
mind.
like-
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. You know, like I know there's certain days that like I don't feel like it, and I'd be like, oh, I just don't feel like it. Like Friday, it was like, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're constantly doing hair, and when it comes to my hair, it's just like I'm over it,
Right.
and I'm tired. You know,
Yeah, but you do it though. Like you sucker it up and you
right,
do-
and I do it because honestly, like I am my brand. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm walking around looking raggedy and I'm like selling hair products, you know, like people are gonna be like, what you doing? Like,
Well, I know people. My
And-
hair be looking like I got kids hair.
and what I've noticed is I am my own. I'm my own walking advertisement. A lot of people are like, oh my God, your hair looks good. What do you use? Oh, I use this. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, that's
Yeah.
what keeps me going.
Right.
But
That's
you know,
why
like
you
I've
suck it
always
up. That's why she
no,
suck
but
it
also
up.
like I've been like conditioned. It's part of like where I come from that you have to look a certain
Right.
way and look, you know,
Like put together all the time.
right all the time.
I don't
Right.
feel like that shit. How about you?
Girl. Tomboy all day, shake and go.
Right.
I'm not really into hair stuff. I can't.
And tell them what you're doing. That's why you decided to lock it up. And,
Yes,
right?
because I always keep it braided. I used to always keep it braided anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I might as well just go ahead and lock it. But I procrastinated for like 10 years before I actually did it. And when you did it, and look at me now, it's been 6 months. So,
Yeah, and like you know, we spoke about before as far as like the protective styles, and I feel like with your hair is flourishing more now
Yeah.
that it's locked up and it's not on that tension with the protective styles. Like your edges are coming back and everything.
yeah, because they were gone
Right.
at first.
And
Right,
that just
yeah.
goes to show you, like, you know, like some people are just not supposed to have, you know,
Right.
protective styles in their hair.
Right.
And if they just leave their hair alone, then their hair will grow, the edges will come back, you know, so.
Right. Do you think it has like, you know, the reason is because of like perhaps like texture has a lot to do with it?
Yeah, I think.
I
Like
think
why
so.
certain women don't do their hair?
Yeah, I think so. Because I feel like, you know, like, I feel like, like if your hair is, maybe on the kinkier side, it's just like they, in their heads, they're like, oh my God, like it's so much. I have to do so much before it looks like it's done.
Right.
And I think, yeah, texture does. Like, a lot of people, with maybe a looser curl pattern, it doesn't take as much maintenance to me. I mean, it still takes maintenance to get like, curls. Like, you go through a whole process to get your curls.
Of course, right.
But I just feel like, it doesn't take as much.
I get it. Like, because I could sometimes, like, I have, like, shampooed and conditioned my hair and just left it the way it is and not put no product. And it'll be, like, it'll get a little puffier.
Frizzy.
Frizzier, but it's not, like, horrible either.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like if I just comb it down and part it or whatever and just go, it'll be okay.
Right.
And I get like, but I'm like in a couple of days, like a day or two, is like I gotta do my hair.
Yeah. And I think too, like like with the texture, we always is obsessed with the hair being done, and we have this thing like, okay, well, you need to comb your hair. Like you have to have your hair combed.
All the time.
And what is because like with you, what you saying, like if you'll leave the conditioner and stuff, like because your hair has a certain texture, that might be more acceptable in some people's eyes, like as looking done, versus someone with the kinkier texture and them doing the same thing. Somebody might be, oh, they need to have their hair done,
right,
or it needs to be combed. Like we got on, like so many people were, against Beyonce because she was letting blue hair just they was doing.
Like wild.
Exactly.
Kinda.
And I think it's beautiful. Like, and they were like, she don't comb her hair. Like, what do you want? First of all, you're not supposed to comb curls, okay?
Look, and it's Beyonce. Like, Beyonce can do whatever the fuck she wants to do. Like,
right. Like, who are you to tell Beyonce?
Right.
Like, I mean, who are you to tell anybody to do something to
now,
their kid?
Can it be unprofessional to an extent?
Yes. I think so.
I think so, but I feel like, long as your hair is looking, and I guess it could be, in certain situations, like, know.
I think so, because let's say if I'm like front desk at a business, at a hair salon or whatever it is, and, I'm, hi, how are you? And I look like I just woke up out of bed.
Right, like I'm not saying like you have your afro, like if you have afro like smushed in on one side and
yeah,
looking
that's what I'm talking about. Like it can be
like unbreakable,
but there's certain people that take it to that extent.
Yeah,
like where they don't comb their hair. Like we had what's her name on the show, the hairstylist on the show a couple of weeks ago, Sharonda, and she was talking about like doing either you do the big chop or maybe possibly do a relaxer, and that's not what we're going to recommend. That's not what we do, obviously, but it can lead to that. And I saw that she's cut on her Instagram, she's cut several people's hair because it's just like I've shown you where you can't even comb. There's no hope.
Right, like she just was like,
you have to cut it.
So she relaxed it? Or
no, she just cut it.
Oh,
because the girl wasn't doing nothing to her hair.
Yeah, like she did not want to.
It was just like
matted like to a whole nother level.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
But yeah, back to the what you were saying. You think we're obsessed with like how?
Yeah, straight hair too.
Are we obsessed with just like how much like how combed it should be and tamed?
I think so. As a culture, yes, definitely. We're super obsessed with that. Like, we have all these like certain standards, I think, in our head about texture and how our hair should look all the time. And I think I mean, people with straight hair roll out of bed and their hair just lays straight, and I mean, their hair is not done all of the time, but we're just so used to like, oh, their hair is straight, so it's cool. I've seen plenty of people with straight hair, just, their hair looking like they just woke out of bed. But I think it's because it's straight, it's okay. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I don't see like, their hair being tousled all the time and looking salon fresh or look like they just left the dry bar. Like, I mean, I really think that it's like something in our community, in the curly world, that we're obsessed with having our hair done.
So Is my hair done?
I think it's done.
I think it's done.
I
think
mean,
it's just
honestly,
fine.
to me, I like the bigger it is, the better.
Yeah.
You know, so like obviously, like it can become like a little bit, day 5 or 6. Like I just put it up in a, in a pineapple and I go,
Right.
But like I don't care honestly. Like, and people be looking at me like,
I will say that I do see more natural styles now.
Yeah.
Nowadays
Yeah.
than back in the days.
Yeah.
That's what I do like.
Right. Just a girl, on the drive over here, I saw a girl just rocking, like, just her big hair.
yeah.
Rocking
On the
down
drive over here, I saw some bad weave.
That's the thing. You want the
No,
relaxer,
it
and
was
but
so
then
bad.
I know, but you have the people that want the relaxer because they want straight hair, and then they get this weave put into the hair that's already relaxed, and then the hair comes out, and then they just put more weave on it, and I'm just like,
You're not taking care of your hair.
Yeah.
right.
Underneath.
So I'm like, or I see people cut their hair completely off, and then they put weave in it. And
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it
I
can
don't
be.
get it.
I think it can be more so like an uncomfortable stage. Like, let's say, I was able to go through the uncomfortable stages when I did my big chop, right? Because I cut all of my hair off because I had the straight pieces towards the end, so I cut it off. And so, it's okay when you're taking care of your hair underneath, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're doing that,
If you're keeping up with the maintenance.
the maintenance of it, you know,
Yeah.
because it can, for some people that usually normally have long hair, it's just uncomfortable and they don't feel pretty. And, we've been conditioned that our hair is not pretty, so if we don't have hair, without hair, we're unpretty or whatever it is, So I think it's that when it comes to that, maybe, or, or maybe other contributing factors that I don't know about,
Yeah, or maybe
'cause when I
somebody want to.
started-
Oh, go ahead.
when I started my locks, you remember how I was when I first started?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even want to look at it.
Yeah, she didn't even want to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I was like,
She was
no.
like, mm-mm.
Right. And it was uncomfortable. Like it was just something that you weren't used to and stuff like that. I just embraced the whole entire journey, and then for certain, like, I knew certain times I was like, I felt unpretty, when I had certain outfits on, like I
Yeah.
looked like a boy or some shit,
Yep.
like, so I get it why people would use weaves, but like if you're going to use a weave, make sure that it's like you're taking care
Of the
underneath.
hair underneath. Unless you just want to keep a shortcut, because I see this girl who sells these really nice lace fronts, and I've never worn a lace front before, and I think some of the lace fronts are like kind of out of control, but this one really looks good, and she just keeps a short hairstyle and she shows off all her lace fronts.
Right. Yeah. I think you've shown me her.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. And she looks good.
And she looks good, yeah.
So, what's the solution for people that don't want to do their hair? What do you think?
They just need to cut the shit off. I'm just
Soy.
I know. Well, I mean, if you don't want to do your hair, let a professional do your hair, Let
Right.
someone do your hair for you.
But what if they can't afford a professional?
Well, then they need to invest. Like I always say, they need to save up
YouTube.
some money.
No.
Well, it just depends on the YouTubers. So it just
Right.
need, they need to save up some money and get some professional products at the house, some industry standard products at the house. But I mean, having hair is an investment, just like having teeth. What you gonna do? Like not buy no toothpaste? 'Cause
Not brush your teeth?
Not brush your teeth. I mean, you gotta, you know what I mean? So I mean, you gotta spend money on some hair,
If you want hair, or just
or just
have a short cut.
look, or
a
whatever.
short haircut. What do you think? What do you do? Like, you obviously locked your hair because you don't want nothing to do.
You don't
with
feel
it.
like doing it.
I don't
wanna
want to
do
do
it.
it. I don't want to do it. Even when I wasn't locked, I kept it braided because I can't do hair.
And you think that stems from like you being unknowledgeable when it comes to hair, like not knowing what to do with it.
Nothing.
You don't just even care to learn. It's just
I
like
don't
whatever.
even care to learn. Like if
Like,
I had a daughter,
And there's a lot of clients like that. Like,
if I had a
it's like,
daughter, I
whatever.
would be hitting up so every
Right.
or my cousins will braid it, with the little beads or whatever.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And when she get a little bit older, when they don't want beads, I will get it straightened with a straightening comb, not firm, but I can't. I've tried. I'm like, no, I just can't. I can draw it. I can paint it, but I cannot. It's just not in my bone. It just skipped all over me. My cousins, they all can braid. I cannot braid to the scalp. I can't.
But is it because you have not wanted to try? Like you didn't want to learn?
I tried to
Some people just
braid
don't
it.
have an interest.
I just don't. No.
Hey,
I
my
kept
mom
it in
was
a
like that.
ponytail. I never was the type to go every 2 weeks to get my hair done. I never was that type of person. It's just
It's just
this
not
is the
your
best
thing.
decision. I should have did it 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, just
I
that
feel
way.
you. I feel you. And it's doing your hair like
Yeah, it's growing back, and I go to her every month.
Yeah.
I try to go to her every month,
Like once a month.
once a month.
Yeah, I mean that's why my hair used to look crazy as a little as a little girl, because my mother was like, yeah.
because your mom didn't want to do hair.
No, and she didn't know how to.
Yeah,
and,
because your mom's hair is locked, right?
yeah, see, yeah. Some
That's
people
so
it's just
crazy.
not their thing.
Just Lord, when I please just don't give me boys.
Yeah.
Give me boys, please. I
Right.
cannot. Or I will be saving money
To come to soy,
to come to soy.
Right.
Well, here's
or taking them to your cousin to get their hair braided.
yep, whichever one.
Hey, it's okay. Just some people just
and
don't like
yeah,
it,
and that's
doing
that's
it.
fine. Like, it's not like we're judging anyone who
Oh
doesn't.
no, we're
You
not
know,
judging.
it's more.
It's more of the person.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Because I
something that
cannot-
is not like, people don't talk about it, so we want to talk about it and
Right.
kind of like,
Yeah.
touch base on it. But it's okay. Like, it's okay
It's
that
so okay.
that's why professionals exist. Like,
Exactly.
hair professionals exist. That's why, if I want a picture, I'm going to come to you,
Right.
because that's what you do.
Exactly.
And
'Cause mine just
everybody
don't look like
has
stick
their
figures.
own
Oh,
gift,
yeah.
And so, like, yeah.
Because
Go-
like makeup artists.
Yeah.
Now I will say I'm a tomboy. I'm so much a tomboy, and I try so hard not to be, but it's just in my blood.
You have to embrace who you are.
But
right?
any-
You know, live
but-
your truth.
I can really do makeup.
Can
you? Yeah.
I mean, she's an artist.
Most painters can though.
I can, and I just one day I was just playing around in the mirror, and I was just like, oh yeah, I had like some eyeshadow or something. I was like, who did your makeup? I was like, me, and they're like, oh my god. I was like, well, I'm a painter. I guess it just
Yeah.
I didn't even try. I just did something real quick, and it came out nice.
Yeah.
You don't like makeup either? You don't like wearing it?
I like it, but it just depends on like what's the occasion or something.
Right.
I just won't just go in there and just be like, oh, I feel like putting on makeup, and I do it, but I have to go somewhere or
Right.
something like that for
Right.
me to do it. Yeah,
Right.
or a birthday or something.
Yeah. Before you
like
pull
that.
out some
Yeah.
shadows and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel you.
and when I do it, cause I'm so tomboyish, people are like, oh my god.
I'm like, oh,
I'm like, don't do that.
Don't make me feel uncomfortable.
Don't do that. You look so pretty. Oh, prom.
Right.
Oh my god. I was like, no.
Aw, I want to see it.
I got there's some pictures on Facebook.
Okay, well, show me when we're done.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into our DMs.
DMs.
So we have a question. You guys are always mentioning the LOC method. Can you tell me what that is?
What's LLC?
Oh,
So LOC is a method that we use on a lot of our clients, and it is especially for if they want to define their curls. So you want to use a leave-in conditioner, like a really good leave-in conditioner, or oil to seal in the leave-in conditioner, and then a cream. And so, like, that's just, like, those are the steps that's why it's called LOC. And then sometimes people, depending on the porosity of the hair and how the hair, takes that step, if that's not working, you would reverse the O and the C and do a LCO, where you would put the cream in and followed by the oil.
right. And then keep in mind that, like, when you're doing the LOC method, that you want to, like, hydrate your hair. Water is, like, the main ingredient into this, like, method. Like, a lot of people tend to overuse a lot of product because you're kind of, like, just applying it and
They're not
Right, and
but
then
you want to overuse the water.
Right, exactly. The main like hydrating ingredient in the world is what?
Water.
H2O. Right, so you want to like have a spray bottle when you're adding the products, and you're gonna use less product, and your hair is not gonna feel as like
Way
down.
down.
Way down.
Or when you touch, because you ever touch your hair, you shouldn't be feeling product on
Yeah,
it.
you shouldn't.
The product
Like,
should sink in, you know? Like, you don't want to touch your hair and feel
Right.
greasiness on
right,
it.
just like the oil too. Like you can't just use any type of oil. Like I find a lot of people are using castor oil
Right.
for, you know, or to just straight up castor oil,
okay.
like the black Jamaican, and that's like really thick,
Right.
and that sits right on
top of your hair, and it's not sinking in.
into the hair cuticle. You know,
Right.
you want it to sink. You know, you can test it on your skin. We've said this before, and so you can use like a combination, like Royal Hair Goddess oil. Hidden plug.
Right, plug.
You have some of that?
Yeah, I always have some in my car, in my backpack. I got you. But yeah, you got to make sure that it's actually going to sink in, and it's a lightweight product. You know, like it's not too like
Thick.
yeah. Because
concentrated.
I've seen we've tested other
Oils, and it just lays right on top of your
your
skin.
skin, and then they smell
And they
so, oh my God.
Yeah.
And oils, you know what they should smell like? Medicine.
Medicinal.
Yeah,
It should be
like-
medicinal.
Like herbs, you know? It shouldn't smell fruity or anything
Right.
like that. It should really smell, you know, like that herb. You know
Right.
what you're really getting
And
the
if
real
it's,
stuff.
and if
you
it
know?
sells, smells like it could smell like flowery, like
Right.
floral,
Right,
like like a
exactly.
lavender or something like that,
Right.
but not
Not
fruity,
Right.
like
Cinnamon.
watermelon and shit.
Well, cinnamon is an oil too
Yeah.
that you can use on your hair.
Okay.
Right. But you know, you don't want to use straight up cinnamon oil. You don't want to burn your scalp.
Yeah, you just
Right.
want to,
Right.
It shouldn't smell like cherry,
No.
watermelon, strawberry,
right,
It
Right.
shouldn't be nothing like that.
added
yeah.
whatever, like, added flavor, whatever.
Right. No natural. I mean, like.
And the
other-
cream should be the same way. It needs to be light, We've experienced a lot of creams in the salon, and even with the clarifier, that stuff is still sitting in
sitting
the
on
hair.
top of your hair. And so, like I said, it's because you think your hair is. Like you're on the 4s, like 4A, B, and C. You think you're gonna need like,
All this product, but
because you
more
got like
water.
they say kinky hair or whatever, you know. And no, you don't need. You need more like
More water.
more water
Less
and
product.
before hydrating your curls, like deep conditioning, and that's like key to everything.
Yep.
And always being consistent with all that.
So deep conditioning is what? You put the conditioner in your hair, let it sit? Or
Nope.
something? What is it?
It needs to
See,
see, and that's a huge misconception.
Exception all the time. Like we ask, like I've learned that through social media, when I was posting my pictures and I was like, oh, people would ask me, what do you do to your hair? And I'm like, I deep condition, shampoo, deep condition. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, and then I started questioning people like, what deep conditioner? She's like, oh, I just let it sit. And I started hearing that answer more and more. And I was like, no, deep conditioning, that's not deep conditioning. Deep conditioning, it has to say deep conditioner.
It's
on
formulated to penetrate
right.
the scalp, to
The-
penetrate the
either
cuticle.
the scalp or the cuticle.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And or hair mask.
Or
It'll say hair
mask.
mask on there.
Yeah. It's
So deep
heavier.
conditioning is something that says on the bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not leaving it in. And
No, but a lot of people do that. Like they think like they could just leave in regular conditioner
On
and
there.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Right. Now you can mildly condition your hair by leaving the conditioner on and sitting under the hydrator, but that's not going to penetrate into it like the way, or it's not formulated like a deep conditioner.
Right.
Like there's different types of deep conditioners. We have like hydrating curls. We have reparative. We have just for normal hair.
Dryness.
Yeah.
Moisture. We have a moisture mask.
And you'll
so-
see a huge difference when you start deep conditioning.
Yep. And even when you, like, for me, like, since I've been, I go back, I'm always straightening my hair. And my curls are so much better now that I've incorporated, like, deep conditioning every single time I shampoo my
Shout
hair.
out to Dyra.
Because of Dyra. It was Dyra, you guys. Anyway.
Yeah, let's get into the whatever. Art entrepreneur on the grind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. So, how did you get started?
I've been doing art since I was a little girl. I used to watch my stepfather draw a lot. And I was just sitting there. I was like, I wonder if I can draw something. So I just went in my room, picked up a pencil, and voila, here I am now.
Was it something like that you just picked up like immediately, or with time you just got better and better? Did you take any classes?
I'm self-taught. I didn't take any classes.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't take it serious until 11th grade, second semester. That's when I took it. Well, I started learning more about art because I started learning about Michelangelo and, the history of it. And sure, all those years, I was like, yeah, I can paint, or I can draw. At that time, I wasn't painting. So I'm like, yeah, I can draw. I used to draw all the time and, whatever. But my mother passed away in 2004. That's when I took my art seriously. So I want to say I've been painting probably maybe 8 years now, something like that.
And
But
your work looks amazing.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank you.
good.
So I do a lot of portraits actually.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So,
And-
go ahead.
Oh, and so what are like some of the steps that you have taken to, gain success and popularity? Like, tell us about that, because you have a whole process that you do.
Well,
We
what I
wanna
do,
know.
We want to know.
well, what I do is I'm a portrait artist. I try not to say that, but I am a portrait artist. A lot of people contact me if they want a portrait done. I want to say the reason why I'm a portrait artist is because of my mother.
Right. She was your inspiration.
Yes. I just remember the look that she gave me before she passed away.
Oh, wow.
So that's what made me paint a portrait of, like I just did, I didn't just do, but I did Viola Davis, Queen Latifah. I did several paintings of portrait paintings, and I just I don't know what to say. I just know what to paint actually.
Right.
So
Right.
I just knew
Like,
like
you
when
just have inspiration
Right.
just to paint certain things.
Yeah, and then what I do after that, I post on my social media, on my Instagram, I am saw art, and I just tag the person
Right.
and see if they respond. And luckily, I got Queen Latifah. So I got Queen Latifah.
You had several people respond with your
Don't try to downplay
yeah.
your success.
Go ahead. Like, tell us.
I just use my connections. I might go on Facebook and I'm like, give me a person to paint, or
Right.
something like that. And somebody just kept saying, paint Keisha Bottoms, Miss
Right.
Keisha Bottoms.
Right.
Because somebody kept saying that.
And this was around the time where
This
the
is-
mayoral.
Yes, this is.
Okay.
She hadn't became mayor yet.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna paint Keisha. I said that before she was the mayor. Now, at this time, there was a person kept saying to paint her. She was already mayor.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and paint Keisha Bottoms, and we're gonna see, where it goes from there. And I hadn't finished the painting, and I had a Twitter account, never used it.
Right.
I posted that picture of Miss Bottoms, and she responded immediately.
Oh, wow. She responded?
She responded.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what's
wow.
up.
Immediately. Like, I'm talking like 5-10 minutes later.
Oh, wow.
She was like,
I know you were like,
wow.
oh my God.
But they have a lot of assistants, so I'm like,
Maybe it's one of her assistants or
yeah.
whatever. Mm-hmm.
But when I actually met her, I asked her.
And it was her.
She was like, yeah, it was me.
Oh, wow.
So what did she say?
She when she saw it, she was like, oh my God, it's amazing. Well, and I asked her if I could get it to her, and she replied. She said that her people will contact me at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, they were emailing me. So
That's so awesome.
so I met her at City Hall. And when I met her, asked me, she's like, I want you to do a commission piece on my dad. I didn't know who her father was. And I'm like, okay. And I asked my grandmother, I was like, who is Miss Bottom's father? She's like, oh, yeah, he was known and he was singing with Motown.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So I was like, Motown? Like Detroit Motown?
Right.
So she was like, yeah, he was with Motown. And she's like, he was very popular in Decatur. And I said, okay. So I pulled him up. She said his name was Lance Bottoms. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Bottoms, Lance Bottoms. It's Major Lance.
Okay.
That's his name. Bottoms is her last name. She's
Right.
married. But his name was Major Lance. And I looked him up, and his picture popped up. I knew that was her dad because she looked just like him. I was like, that's her dad. And I'm like, this is her dad, isn't it? My grandma was like, yep, that's him. He got a song called Monkey Town or something, or Monkey Time or
Right out of
something.
Decatur, huh?
Right out of Decatur. So I was like, okay. So I didn't tell her, even though she asked me for a commission piece. I never contact her about it. But she did give me her number. And I was like, oh, I got the bad number. So
did you give her the piece?
Yes, I did. I didn't contact her. I didn't let her know when I was doing it. So I did my research. Come to find out that my mother passed 10 years. They died the same day.
Oh,
He
wow.
died 2000.
10 years apart.
Yes.
Wow.
10 years apart. He died in 94. My mom died in 04. Same day.
Oh, wow. That's so creepy.
September 3rd.
Not creepy, but like, wow. Look
Right.
at God, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get this done by September 3rd. I thought I got lucky, but I didn't. I think she ended up not coming to the office that day, or I think it was a holiday. I think it was, I don't know what holiday it was, but I ended up getting it to her the 5th of September. And I wrapped it up, and everybody knew about it in the office but her. I kept the numbers that I had from the first time I met her, and I contact, some people that helped me get the appointment with her, and she opened it up, and there it was.
Oh, and so it was like a surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise. She didn't know about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So-
What did she say? Did she say anything?
She teared. She cried.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah, she cried. I was
Like, that's
sorry.
no, sometimes you want that reaction, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Shoot, art on the grind, There's no excuses out here.
My
Right.
favorite was Queen Latifah.
Uh-huh.
She is so down to earth.
She seems like that.
So down. I forgot she was a star. I forgot. And I was like, she's like, what up, Saul? Okay, and I was like, oh, she said, what up, Saul?
What up,
Right.
Saul? Like, it was so personal.
Yeah. So come to find out, her mother was an art teacher. And I told her that it inspired me to paint my mom, because I haven't painted my mother yet. I drew my mother, but it's a difference when you paint it.
Right.
So I just told her it gave me inspiration to paint my mom. I haven't done it yet, but
Right.
I will.
You'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was very nice. It was like a slide in. We talked maybe like 20 minutes. She was filming Star here, and they kind of like slid me into her little break. So yeah, that's how I was able to meet her.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. You
But
have
I
a lot
was
of
talk about, like,
I was like,
like, I want to know.
I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. Yeah, but it was a great experience to meet her. I met Stacey Bottoms too.
Right.
Yeah, I met her too.
Stacey Bottoms.
I mean, Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Bottoms.
I like Stacey Bottoms. Stacey Abrams.
Stacey. Introducing Stacey Bottoms to the stage.
They'd be like, Abrams. Yeah, someone saw that I painted Miss Bottoms on Twitter, and they reached out to me, and they know Miss Abrams. So that's how I was able to meet Miss Stacey Abrams. That was right before she was running for governor.
Right.
So I was able to meet her too.
So you have a lot of like little,
She plugged y'all.
right? A lot of little stories.
Yeah, I do.
Do you have any more success stories?
I met T.I. Well, I didn't meet him like I did with Miss Stacy and Miss Bottoms, but he was getting an award. Him and Jeezy was getting an award, and
You painted him.
I painted him. I used my network skills.
See, you got to put yourself out here. People.
So yeah, I painted him. And he was like, "That painting is amazing." I was like, "Thanks." And then I handed it over. I got him to sign it, and I have a painting with his signature on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And his sister passed, Miss Harris, Precious Harris. I painted his sister. I was not able to contact T.I. at this time, but I contact his nephew, which is Miss Precious' son.
Okay.
So I was able to.
And he received.
Yeah, I received it. I gave it to him, but I was contacting her daughter. I think it's Kamaya, Miss Kamaya. I think her name is Kamaya, and it didn't work out. So I reached out to the son, and
Gotcha.
yeah, we chat. So that's how I was able to get it to him.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that's like, especially like
And you doing your passion, and
Right.
then like people are responding to
doing
it,
what you
so.
love and
Yeah, but I think like when I made it to the news twice, I was
Look at all these success stories you just pulling out, girl.
right. She just
Okay.
like
the news
taking
with
one
the
Right.
Falcons.
And then I made it to the news, and then
And she just
at
says
the
it.
award show, and
I was at the Grammys.
Right, and then I went to the Grammys and the Met Gala.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, I was on the news for Amanda Davis. That portrait went viral for Atlanta, so yeah, I did that too.
Cool.
Okay. So do you think it's harder for women in the art scene, like
Yes,
being a woman and
Why do you think
entrepreneur?
I want to take it back to like history where women wasn't allowed to vote, they wasn't allowed to read. They wasn't allowed to do a lot of things. So I think of that way.
Right.
All we ever thought of is like being wife, having kids.
And it's like that in every industry too. Like
Yeah.
even in hair, it's just like, like it's still so like there's a lot of men in hair as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? Like every industry
They're in
that you
everything.
have,
They're
fashion,
heels.
which is like a women like
Men
when you
men
think-
create heels.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if you think of something that is
I mean,
just
they want that money, that piece of money. Women are the ones that are going to shop, essentially. So
Right.
I don't know. Like I feel like it might even be deeper than that. I just feel like it's just like any industry. It seems like men are always like at the top.
Yeah, because they
Even in
want part of
something-
that money.
And
I think.
I get it, but it just seems like when it comes to something like hair, you would think that
Right.
it's a woman's thing. So it's just like, and I get it. Men do their hair too.
And
but
men
Yeah.
used to have long hair too. So
I don't
some men
know. I
have.
just
Yeah.
feel like it's very male dominated.
right. I mean, but
Every
you're
industry.
thinking about it like right now. Like a lot of men wear their hair short.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of men are not going to be doing their hair. But as far as like back in the days, like men used to have long hair.
Yeah, they did.
The wig
Yeah.
makers and all
Right.
that.
So that was a thing before. So don't.
So you think it was like male hairstylists back in the day?
I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
Look,
never
don't
know.
get me. Don't get me to lie, baby girl. But back to the topic, like you have you had any issues like where you can like tell us about like, okay, well, they
No.
try to play me because I'm a woman.
I would say that as far as pricing, I would say
Okay.
that I would say that as pricing, but other than that, no.
Right.
It's always pricing. Well, you know how you like go to a mechanic
Yeah.
and you're a woman, you're by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
feel like, oh yeah, you need your filter change. You need
You need
your
everything.
You need your tires rotated.
Everything. But then if you come with come with your husband or your
Right.
boyfriend or your uncle.
No, you
or,
straight. Yeah, you
Oh,
just
yeah.
all strange.
See, yeah, that's how it goes. So it's kind of like that.
Right.
It's kind of like that. But yeah, I learned.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, it's the price thing.
That's why we be happy
You
for
always
the
get the person that like. It's always a friend, a family member that always wants the discount.
Yeah.
I don't mind giving a discount, but let me give it to you. Don't ask for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's still
It's
still your
rude.
hustle.
Yeah,
at
it
the end of the
is.
day.
Yeah, I like
You
don't
know?
ask for it. Don't. And
Right.
you gonna hook me. You gonna give me a. You know.
Right, let
No,
me
don't
show
tell.
you
And then you're
love.
gonna tell me the discount.
Right,
Like, don't do
right.
that.
Can I
Can I just
50% off?
You don't pull up to that gas station and be like, "Yo, can I get 50% off on pump number 5?"
Right,
Like
exactly.
grab that damn gas tank and pump your damn gas for $3.25.
And it's always your friends or your family, like your close friends or family.
Right.
Like not everybody.
No, it's
obviously,
not
but
everybody.
it's-
Everybody don't do it. It's just
Right.
you got that cousin, that third cousin, way down
That you don't talk
that
to?
you don't
Yeah.
talk to. They
Right.
just
They're trying to come up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the X's and
Yeah.
because I customize shoes too, so you get. Can you
hook up your shoes, you guys. Too.
can you hook me up with some? I'm
Right.
like, oh, where you been in 5 years?
Right.
But hey, I was just like, man, look, this is what it is. This is the price. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Or
Or wait till a holiday when I'm offering a 20% discount.
Right.
Exactly.
yeah. So I try to like on my Facebook. I always like think of a number, and I'll give out free print work. I have given out some artwork. It's like one of those pieces I can't get rid of, and I don't want it. I've had like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So think of a number. So I get people on my Facebook going crazy. I get like 0 through 1,000, and they're
Right.
like, and I pick a random person. There you go.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good way to promote. So
Right.
what's up next for you?
Miss Gail.
Who's that?
Miss Gail, the one. Yeah.
Gail. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I'm gonna paint. her.
Gail who?
Gail King, Oprah's
She
Oh,
don't
okay.
know that though.
best friend.
I know.
She don't know it though.
Okay.
Just like Queen Latifah didn't know, Stacey
Right.
Abrams didn't know, Miss Bottoms didn't know. They didn't know. I just put it out
Right.
there. And Michelle, everybody paint Michelle, but I gotta have Michelle.
Right.
Me, it's gotta be done by me.
Right.
So she was here too, and
She
I
was.
know,
She
she
was just
was.
here.
and I
Yeah.
was like, dang, missed it.
You could have went to the
The
I'm
thing,
sure
I
it could.
know.
I'm sure it was expensive.
Oh yeah, it was.
Was
like,
it?
And they only had like certain tickets. Like it was. They were real Nazis about it. Like you had to
Yeah.
like,
I didn't even know because I know from what I heard is that she wasn't gonna come here. Had I known, I would have probably
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
should have
'cause
went.
I would
We
have
should've.
tried, but
next time.
those tickets probably.
A grip.
Yeah, but I would have used my network.
Yeah.
Miss Bottoms is the best network.
Look at you. Got that plug. Got that plug.
Miss Bottoms
So-
is the next.
So you think?
good.
Soy said, "What's next?" So like, what's the next level how are you gonna take your business to the next level? Like because I feel like when I started Royal Hair Goddess, like you hit like a plateau where it's just like you just
yeah,
know,
And you want to get
now
the next
what's-
thing.
Where you gonna take it?
well, as you know, I paint. I do the sip and paint. I
You do
customize shoes.
sip paint?
Yes, I come to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So y'all know.
I do
Right.
the sip
Is
and
that
paint.
a separate Instagram or?
Yes, create a canvas.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, that's awesome.
yes. I've
We
been
should
doing
do
that
one
for.
an event for the salon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
that'd
do
be cool.
those.
Sip and curls.
Right,
Sip and curls, yes.
Hey, okay. Paint your curls.
Yeah, I see that sip and
Paint
curls.
sip and
Sip and curls. I am at a plateau, but it's comfortable. But I do want to reach out more, as in I want to. I customize shoes. I want to do more of that.
Oh, do you?
I do because I want to, people to see that that's what I do. Like I can do
Right.
that too, and I can animate, as well. I have a bachelor's degree in animation. So I want to try to come out with some kind of cartoon or something. I'm not sure,
Right.
but
Just
maybe.
putting it out there.
Yeah, just putting it
Yeah.
out there. Also, I'm kind of into fashion, but not. I would sketch out the work. I don't want to.
You
I
don't
can't
wanna,
sew.
Like,
I can't
deal with
sew.
textiles and stuff.
No,
You
I
know
don't.
they do. Have you heard of Fiverr? So it's kind of like an app where
I
like
love Fiverr.
yeah, like if you need some services, like if I know like I can draw it out, but then I need a real sketch.
Right.
I'll go to Fiverr, and it's like an app, and tell you what I want, and you say like the measurements and everything, and you do the artwork.
Right.
So that's something that you can do,
And you can so it's like you can outsource.
and
a
they
lot of
pay you
things.
for it. Yeah.
Was I
It'll be
just
like
spoke with
$20.
You pay them for it.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
get paid for it. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about on her end to do?
Yeah, she
as
gets
a
paid for it.
service.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The woman that does the bathing suits.
Yes. Katie.
I drew out a couple of bathing suits that I have in mind, and I sketched out some purses and shades. So
You just need a maid.
I just need somebody to make it.
Right.
I don't want to, because I
Right.
feel like my name will be a brand in a minute.
Yeah.
My initials will be a brand.
Right.
So I'm like, maybe if I should just inch on out there, but we'll see. But that's how I'm not trying to.
No, you
Get it
you
done.
will do. Not
You
will
will see the end, like you know, to get to the next level, you always gotta like get a little bit uncomfortable, like get it out
Yeah.
of that comfort,
Yep.
and to get into something else.
Yeah.
That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. I see like small little wallets that I've done. I painted like Mickey Mouse on
Right.
it was a wallet or something, and I could just paint stuff on stuff and
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an artist that I follow too on Instagram, and she does a lot of stuff like that too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Like she does like cell phone cases.
Yeah,
she does all
it-
type of stuff like pens.
Yeah. It's
Jackets, like everything.
it's so hard. It's so hard to be an artist. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say that.
It
It's
is.
not hard.
Easy. It should
It's-
be easy.
No,
'Cause
it's
your
hard.
it's your passion.
You got people pulling you everywhere.
That's okay.
That's okay. That's what you want.
I'm not complaining. It's
Right.
just they think it happens overnight.
Well, then you
And
just
then you need to
you just set some standards. That's
Right,
all.
that's it.
Set some boundaries. Like listen.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And it's still-
I'm gonna do this, but just keep in mind that
Keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
right? So when you fuck with me, I can't get your shit done.
Like if you're rushing, right?
Right. It makes me have anxiety. And
Yeah.
you might get a funny
can't
looking
get,
nose.
Yeah, I can't get your
Yeah.
thing done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So listen, y'all hit up Sharonda, and we're gonna have her. Tell them where you could.
My
They can find
Instagram is I am saw art. My sip and paint is create a canvas. Facebook is Randa Wilburn. That's WILBURN.
Okay. So we have a new segment, and it's called Soy.
It is called "We Are Calling You Out."
Ooh.
We calling you
We
out
calling
on
you
your
out.
bullshit.
Right. Like we wanted to make this segment first off because we just see so much stupidity and just craziness on the
Online on
Online.
Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, like everywhere.
Right.
And keep in mind that this is our opinion and this is how we feel about it. So,
Right.
if you want to go tomorrow and do the foolishness that they're
that
doing,
we talking about, that's up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just calling it out because we've had certain experiences. I'm like 20 years plus in this game, in this hair game, so I've seen a lot and I know what I'm talking about
right.
the majority of the time. So,
Who you want to call out today, Soy?
man, these people put in monostat coochie cream, monostat on their hair, saying that it is for hair growth.
Right.
Why?
First,
First of all, right? It's
Why
so many
would you
things. It's so
do that?
many.
why would you do that?
Like, and then, no.
We're obsessed, yo. Like,
Listen, I want to know who was the first person that did it.
Right. Well,
Right.
I want to know who thought of it.
right.
Like, why
who
would
was
you?
the spearhead of
Who
this
was the
mission?
guinea pig?
Right.
to
And
do
then
it?
Who was
they
the first one that did it?
Because I'm talking about there's a whole following on YouTube about putting monostat on on your hair for hair
For
growth.
instance,
And
I'm
I'm sure
gonna
it's the one
shout her out.
ingredient.
For instance, her name is let me see.
It's probably one
Chick
ingredient.
Cherie.
Right.
Chick Cherie. I think that's or Chic Cherie.
I don't damn know.
She has a whole video talking about she's gonna grow back your edges fast.
And
Look, baby girl.
listen, like, okay, so it really, so one of my friends / clients sent me something in the DM, and she showed me I think Tiny's stylist Shakana was putting some damn I didn't see it because I'd be late to looking at my damn DMs or whatever, but I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see her doing it, but I know, like, she was like, look at this, like, look, she's putting monostat on the hair. And I'm like, what monostat? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, why would you do that? And she was like, something about like
Hair growth.
No, this one I guess was for yeast. Like, I guess the client had yeast in her hair.
What?
Right.
What?
Right. And so
Ew.
you're gonna go to monostat. Like,
Wait, how you get yeast in your hair?
I guess some sort of dandruff is like when
Ooh.
is yeast. You know
That's
what I mean?
disgusting, yo.
Yeah. So it's like, it's something that the dermatologist, can handle.
Right.
But I mean, if you are
Go to a dermatologist.
go to a dermatologist, but not only that, start with what you're doing, what you're putting in your body. Because if you have an overproduction of yeast, and I'm not a doctor, I'm just a doctor of common sense. If you have an overproduction of yeast, that means that you are eating too much sugar, So
Right.
start with the diet first, Don't go to a product to try to like cure it. First is your diet. Check
Right.
that. And if you are going to deal with a product, don't go to monostat. You want to use something that's, in nature, natural, some rosemary oil.
Listen, if you
some
have yeast
peppermint.
in your head, bitch, you better take your ass to the fucking doctor. That's it. There's no ifs and buts about that. Like, if I see something, like, I'm going to be very concerned.
That's not normal.
No,
to
I'm going
have
to be
yeast
scared out my
all the time.
ass, and I'm going straight to the dermatologist.
Well, sometimes they say like, and sometimes yeast is mistaken in the hair, mistaken for dandruff. Like it is like, a lot of times I've spoke to my dermatologist about it because,
Or she not washing her hair.
exactly, or maybe
Because we've seen like
people
some
who,
horrible dandruff
right.
where it's taken several washes. Like, the person has gone to the salon 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, until it's done out their hair. Like, I've shampooed people's hair.
You have to do it
And-
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
No. I shampoo the person's hair 4 to 5 times. No ifs
In
and buts
general.
about that. In general, I'm talking about like the 3rd or 4th visit is when it's gone out the hair.
And it's because they're waiting too long to shampoo their hair.
Right.
Like, they got to incorporate more
Or
shampoos
even they're coming out of her protective
to
style.
and they're not a candidate for protective style because their hair does that.
Or they may be a candidate and they're just leaving the protective style way too long.
Right.
And
But
it's disgusting.
back to monostat. Like, I think this is outrageous. I think that we are, as a culture, just so obsessed with hair growth that we try everything for it when it's just so simple. You just need to do the things that it takes to grow your hair. Like, eat right. You go to the professional. Get your hair clipped and combed. I mean, not combed, but cut.
Right.
So, I mean,
Just go to a professional.
right. Just go to the stop.
So the
stop
ingredients.
doing these crazy
so
things.
so I once you told me that, I started doing some research. Right. So there's an ingredient in the
I
monostat
said that. I was like, it has to be an ingredient.
that is
Some ingredient,
it's
right.
called look, I can't even pronounce it.
Right.
Nitrate. Michael something
And how they
nitrate.
know that that's
I
what
mean,
causes hair growth?
Look, the first person that may have been a little scientist or some shit, and she did it on her hair. That's the only thing I can think of. And it's like antifungal, anti-yeast, antibacterial, anti-parasitic. It has anti-parasitic properties. It reduces hormonal hair loss, and it increases the blood flow and oxygen to the scalp. So when you have like an increase of blood flow in the scalp, that
Right.
stimulates hair growth.
Exactly.
So
why not do things for
Right,
that,
like, you
or
can
get
use-
a product that has that in there that is a dermatologist.
you can use tea tree oil. You can use peppermint. You can use rosemary.
Apple cider vinegar.
Girl.
But so what about all that other stuff
Like,
they
damn, coochie
make
cream in your hair.
from the coochie cream? What about all that other stuff that's in that coochie cream?
Right,
Look,
like
that's
all
what I'm
the
saying,
other
right.
You using
active
it for
one ingredient, but you have
but
all
all
these
that
other
No, but
active.
she was placing it in her scalp, like, like if it was a hair relaxer,
It's just,
and
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 doing
it's
too
just
much. Like,
yeah, like it's
why are
just.
we
But she
doing
looked
this
like
stuff?
she got a head full of hair already.
Oh no, she does. Look, she was putting it in her hair like it was like a relaxer,
And this is not that long ago. This is
and
8
she's
months
putting
ago.
it on her hair. She's not even putting it on her scalp. You get what I'm saying? So you perming your hair or what? And then she has a follow-up, right? A follow-up video, and she's measuring her hair. Nah, that's just growth.
That's just growth, boo. That's not the monostat.
Right. And who knows? Not who knows. Look, I'm not a scientist, people, and
But we
but-
are a scientist of common fucking sense.
right? So we calling this bitch out.
We're calling it out, okay?
Not bitch, girl. So.
Right. So listen, we are going to this is a new segment because we are very passionate about this, and we're going to just be calling you out. I don't care. Hit us up. Argue with us. I can't wait.
Right. Me too. Let me know what you think about Monistat.
Right.
All right. So that concludes Hair and Whatever. Thank you for coming on our show.
Yeah, y'all can tune in. Thank you for coming. Y'all can tune in. We'll have her information posted, and of course, y'all can find us at YouTube, SoundCloud, Hair and Whatever on podcast on Instagram and iTunes podcast.
All right, y'all. It's
We
been
out.
real. Peace.